you very much. Good afternoon.
Just turn your volume down.
Way better. Thank you so much, everyone. Good afternoon. My name is Ignacio Guarachi, and I'm a Master of Global Affairs student at the Kio School of Global Affairs. Today, I would like to introduce to you the data protection and governance, limit AI by exchanging your identity. So this is a case I came across in my home country, and I wanted to introduce to you what I found and how there are companies that are fighting AI. So just to give you a little background on data protection laws, they have an origin, and it's the Second World War. And this is mostly because during the Second World War, the Dutch government kept records of the citizens in written documents. So when the German Nazis invaded the Netherlands, it was really easy for them to identify who the Jewish were, and because everything was written, and not just their names, but also addressed and the religion. So therefore, data protection laws started as a way to protect you. And that's what leads me into Tools for Humanity. So Tools for Humanity is a project that started in 2018. And this project is managed by a company here in Silicon Valley that, because of AI making products, they wanted to design something that was uniquely human. So how they did this is by centering, how can we tell if an image is produced by AI or not? Well, it is easy now, but what makes us human? And this is not an anthropological presentation, but rather the question that Tools for Humanity decided to target. And this is the image I came across. So as you can see in the corner, there are people waiting in line. This is in 2024 in Ecuador. There are people waiting in line outside a company with a sign that says WorldCoin. So nobody knew what was going on really, but this is a place where this company decided to set up, and they were asking people to take a picture of their iris, in exchange for WorldCoin, which is a cryptocurrency. So this cryptocurrency at the time was worth $20, and it was deposited into a digital wallet. So basically, people that decided to opt in had no use for this cryptocurrency, at least not in Ecuador, where the US dollar is our currency. So they were basically trading in, going in for a picture, coming out of the place, and then selling the cryptocurrency to people in the streets in exchange for $20. Of course, when Tools for Humanity went to Colombia and Spain, the cost of this cryptocurrency was different, but the situation was handled in similar ways. You could see huge lines of people opting in for taking a picture of their eyes for money. So let's go to uniquely human products, which is what they decided to focus on. So this company decided to issue digital passports because, again, your eyes is just like your fingerprints. It's biometric data, and it's uniquely yours. So with this information, they could capture and put it into digital passports so that, in a way, this would be your new ID. And of course, in every single country, digital or passports are generally issued by the central government, not by a private company. So the people that were exchanging, again, the picture of their eyes didn't even use the digital passports, or is not currently in use. So how did they start operating, and what's the main product that they trade in the US? So as you're familiar, or some of you might be familiar with the picture in the corner, whether it's a Chihuahua or a blueberry, Large language models, and also, well, in this case, their main product was trained by machine learning. So the more pictures they had and they managed to capture pictures of their eyes, made them model, or their main product, which is a round camera, identified what's human from what's not human. So nowadays, you can go into their website, Tools for Humanity, and buy one of these cameras. So basically, it's an authentication system where you can also scan a picture of your eye, and it will tell you whether you're a human or not. So interestingly, they are now capable to do this because of the amount of data they capture in different countries. So they started with 100,000 users of their app, and they're currently at 38 million users by the end of 2025. So just to include, there are three main conclusions, and I don't want to say whether this company is good or not, whether regulations are needed or not. But in this case, I want you to imagine that a company comes into Notre Dame and tells you the exact same thing. Give me a picture of your eyes for $20, for Chick-fil-A, for anything. And how often do we get to question ourselves whether our biometric data is often online, easily accessed by other third parties? So regulatory adaptation is necessary to protect our data, and informed consent is not enough. We may all have informed consent every time we access digital services, but really, this doesn't guarantee that our data is protected, especially when it comes to biometric data that is in servers of third private parties and not the government. So the population is at risk, and the main risk is that identity theft. If your data, biometric data that usually the central government holds, is now in custody of a third party, you get the risk of that identity theft happens. And also there is a societal gap, as I previously mentioned briefly, between the cost of acquiring data in Spain, Colombia, and Ecuador. And finally, the state functions are one of the things that we need to also question ourselves. Are we comfortable with a situation where a third private party issues our IDs, our driver's license, our passports? Or are we comfortable with the government doing this? Because at the state of growth that this company has, it's currently larger. The users in the app are more. There are more users in the app than population in my country, and population perhaps in some of your countries, in some of your cities, in some of your states. So they already surpassed the critical mass that it's needed for the app to be popular. Now they're at a stage where they keep on growing and keep developing more orbs to tell you whether you're a human or not. So thank you so much. Yes.
So I had to laugh when you said, imagine what you would do if Notre Dame asked you to scan your iris for $20. Because any of you who have been around here long enough know that the biometrics lab in computer science used to do that all the time. And as a much younger person, harder up for lunch money, I did it a lot. So my question is, should I not have done that?
So my comment was, imagine a company comes here and offers to students Chick-fil-A or $20. But in this case, I want to understand the situation. So Notre Dame offered students something, dollars or something in exchange for their finger palms.
Actually, for iris scan. Now, I'm not actually, suggesting there was anything wrong. No. It was a research project, so I'm sure the retention policies were all well in line. I just thought it was funny because that was something that took place here, both iris scanning and gait analysis as well.
Yes. So basically, just extrapolating this into a common situation, you put your fingertips, a picture of yourself to enter in your house, into your apartment, because the camera recognizes your facial structure because they recognize your fingertips. And in a way, we could say, wait, my data is being stored somewhere. But it really isn't in most of the cases, because if this devices aren't connected to Wi-Fi or the information isn't stored in the cloud of the company owning this product, then the data is stored itself in the device. So for research purposes, what you need to always question yourself is, where is this going to be stored? I'm pretty sure it was stored in the Notre Dame service, and Notre Dame didn't trade your data or anything.
Let's assume so.
Assume that Notre Dame trades your data.
No. Let's assume they did the right thing. I'm sure they.
They did, because the research protocols, I can tell you here, are
Right.
very tight. That's the right way. I mean, only the people who are doing the research in that case have access to it, and it's encrypted and very difficult for other third parties to get access to. If anyone were to get into your data, not just at Notre Dame, but anywhere, that's where class lawsuits happen, and you often see this data breach happening in Facebook, happening in Instagram, where your phone tells you to update your password and something else because your data was exposed. If more data is compromised, especially sensitive and biometric data, then this situation escalates into lawsuits. Thank you.